Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with Trooper Talk with Trooper Smacka and Trooper Wellman. Thank you very much for coming. We have some very important topics. Let's get right to it. We're in the summer now. You know, we want to protect ourselves on the highway and be as safe as we can. When it comes to impaired driving, what is the legal limit in Nevada, and can you get in trouble for being below as well?
Yes, so the legal limit is .08, but everyone's tolerance is different. So if you cannot safely operate your motor vehicle and maybe you only had one drink, but your tolerance is different from others, you should not be driving. That's going to be the responsibility of you to determine that. As well as we are a destination city. We understand everyone wants to come here and have fun, but now that the weather's getting nicer, we are going to see an increase of populated highways as well as impaired drivers, unfortunately.
And Trooper Smacka, let's talk about speed. You know, everybody enjoys to drive the car and wants to put, you know, the windows down and all this, but we have speed limits for a reason. And so talk to us about speed when it comes to driving on highways.
Yes, Neil. Everyone notices that we have speed limits on our highways, but what they probably don't realize is those speed limits are based on a lot of studies and engineering to determine what is the ideal safe speed, but yet it's fast enough where people can get to where they're going in a decent amount of time. And when people go over that posted speed limit, they're actually putting themselves in danger because the highway has already had those studies done where that's the safest speed to travel at. And we've seen a big problem with it recently, especially when we had the lockdowns due to the pandemic. There was a lot of people staying home, not a lot of cars on the roadway. So we had a lot of really fast speeds. And when we got speeds, I'm talking 120 miles an hour, there's no reason ever to drive that speed. If you get into a crash or if you have a blowout on your tire going 120 miles an hour, somebody's going to lose their life, plain and simple.
And people can die.
Yes. People
Right?
will die.
Yes.
People will die.
Yes.
Let's talk about impaired driving, right? People will die if we do not control impaired driving. Zero tolerance in Nevada. Talk to us about it.
We have a zero tolerance in Nevada. We preach it every day. We even have a designated strike team just designated to enforce impaired drivers. It's a serious issue here. Like I said, it's a destination city. People want to have fun, and they drink and they don't think about it. Their actions prior to getting behind the wheel of a motor vehicle. I have a saying that people don't understand the effects of it until it actually affects them personally, and it's a shame because it's too late at that point.
And we live in the state where marijuana is legal, so someone can be impaired driving for marijuana as well as alcohol. Is that right?
Absolutely. We have seen an increase as well with the marijuana just because it's legal now in Nevada.
And so, Trooper Smacka, if someone dies, someone is not sitting at the dinner table, or someone is losing a family member or a brother or a sister, how do we help?
The best thing you can do to help is when you witness an emergency, call Star NHP if you're on the highway. And I know we've been preaching that you shouldn't be driving while having your cell phone. But if you witness an emergency, you're exempt from the cell phone law if you're reporting an emergency. And we ask you to please do that. If you see someone driving and putting some other people's lives in danger, please call us and we will come out immediately.
And talk to us about the move over law. We recently had a tragedy here because of a tow truck driver. A lot of people don't realize that it's not just first responders when it comes to the move over law.
The motoring public for the move over law is required to make a lane change if they can do so, if they see a emergency vehicle exhibiting red and blue lights or a tow truck with amber lights flashing or a solid blue light as well. If they can't make the lane change safely, they need to decrease their speed.
Trooper Wellman, Trooper Smacka, thank you very much for coming, and let's save lives together.
Yes.